Hello and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan. Yeah. Man, when I told you today that I kind of needed a feel-good movie, I didn't know you were going to hit me with one like this.
Damn straight, bitch.
Okay, so it's that time of year for me. We're in the Easter season, and stuff for me just starts piling up. Lots of work stuff.
Yep.
And and then of course doing two podcasts.
He's buried.
It does. I'm doing good. Everything's good. I just am a little.
The climb is steady.
I'm just stressed.
Yet overwhelming.
I was so stressed and exhausted. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay. It's a good kind of stressed. But I told you today, you also had kind of a long day, at least from what you told me.
I've had a long couple weeks.
Yeah, you have worked both jobs.
Both jobs all day.
And
almost every day.
Right.
But
and
I got some free time coming up. I'm going to make the most of it.
That's awesome, dude. I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
I have some free time coming up, but
not nearly enough.
You and I are going to go on a vacation.
Yes, it's coming.
It's coming. It's going to happen.
Won't be long now.
To all you guys.
Sipping martinis on the beach.
Oh, buddy. Wow. Actually, I need to see when will this episode come out, because this one may come out when we're on vacation.
It should be noted that I still have no idea which beach we're going to.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Well, I
surprise.
I'll tell you, but I'm not gonna tell you on the show because I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to dox us. You know.
I don't want to let these motherfuckers know where we are.
I don't want you to know where I'm gonna be.
Right.
Crazy
Perish
person.
the thought.
Yeah, I want you to go ahead and get that out of your
Keep
mind.
these cretins away from us.
Just like you think you can guess what time we're recording this episode,
you can't.
Which you can't. You will also not guess where we're gonna go.
Never.
But anyways, let me just look at this for a second. This is actually going to come out, I think, the week before our vacation, so we're not quite there.
See.
We'll.
How many do we have in the can? Just one.
Just one extra.
Okay.
I think.
Ugh.
I would like next week for us
to catch up.
I would like to get either Dominic or Chase on and do like a little fun one.
Oh yeah.
Next week as well,
could do that.
to kind of like balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, enough of all the housekeeping. Like the reason why I was saying all that is because I walked into Dylan's room for a second and was like, man, it has been.
Just gave me the rundown.
I was like, dude, I just need to sit back for a minute. Just have some fun.
Lay upon me your woes.
Yes.
And I will take them.
Woe betide me. And man.
Give me your woes and I'll tell them to fuck off.
Give me your burdens and I'll shirk them off on some other chump.
Right. That poor hobo in the alleyway. He's about to get hoboer.
He's about to get a sack full of woes.
Woe be upon ye.
Woe be upon. Oh man. Oh, what a fun time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, anyways, the film we watched was called The Night is Short, Walk On Girl.
He says as he checks the title on his laptop.
I want to check. It is kind of a longer title than I was expecting,
right.
and it's a unique title, and I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I double check myself.
Good on you.
The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. Mm-hmm. I will say right off the bat.
Title says the night is short. Proceeds to take up several hours.
Yeah, right. They even comment on it in the movie. They're like,
the longest night.
Yeah, it feels like a year.
Yeah.
Which okay, well, before we get into that, the first thing I want to say off the bat is the art direction for this film is so different.
Mr. Eurasia.
And it is so different in a good way.
Mm-hmm. He's got one of my favorite styles ever.
It's like minimal and colorful.
Fluid.
Yeah, and
smooth.
It's so contrasty. Like it's a lot of like solid colors.
Yeah.
When I say minimal, I mean like minimal shading and I guess is what you would consider it. Like things are stark colors, but it plays well on the screen, and it's super cool.
Oh yeah.
And from the beginning of the movie, I'm like,
this shit's pretty.
not only that, like it also is just, it feels comedic, a little all over the place, but we're keeping up with this young girl, and there's a young guy who's kind of infatuated with her, and there's this like
don't know their names.
There's like this merry band of like misfits around them, of all like flavors and types and stuff like that, and it's a fun film that just kind of romps around their city.
It's super cool.
Like any good anime, though, they subvert you with your expectations in a few ways, where you think you're going to get one thing, and then before you know it, you're like halfway into this film going, why is the parrot on the monkey's shoulder talking for him? The monkey can't speak English, can't speak Japanese, but like the parrot on his shoulder can speak fluently for him. And I'm like, okay, wait. The first time he showed up, I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm like,
I'm just gonna. It's like, okay,
I'm just gonna let this happen.
That is a chimpanzee on a segway with a parrot.
He comes back around,
macaw,
and I can't hold it in.
It's like, okay,
he shows back.
First time I was all right. What the fuck is going on now?
He shows up a second time as if he's a reoccurring character, and then I just look at this situation and go, what the heck, man? And Dylan goes, you didn't see them the first time? I was like, I did. I'm having a hard time like placing.
He can only suspend his disbelief for so long.
Because sometimes like a quirky thing happens where like
you're just like, oh man, that was funny.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's back.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it back?
When it does it again, you're like, oh no, this is actually like a thing in this world. You know what I mean? If it's just a one-off thing, you're like, oh, it's like a comedic effect. Like if a fish talks, like one time, you're like, oh my gosh, that's like a little quirky fish that just talks once. A little weird comedic thing.
It's like, oh man, that's a nice joke.
Once the fish comes back 2 or 3 times, you're like, no, this world has talking fish in it.
The fish is my favorite character.
Right. It's the same thing with this.
Right.
Monkey on a segway with a talking parrot. Once, okay, quirky and weird. 2 or 3 times, so this is normal now?
Right.
I don't understand.
We have accepted him.
Right. He is now part of our ranks. But anyways, it's a fun film.
Yes.
Even though, like with most, like you will hear me on this show say multiple times, I say these things with kind of a certain harshness and like in comedic way.
Right.
But it is a beautiful film. It is a lot of fun to watch. Yeah. And all in all, it's a fun time, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Yeah. Even though sometimes we're like,
I thought I was losing you there for a second. For a couple times there.
No. I again, trust me when I say, whenever I have these kind of critiques, or whenever I what he's meaning is like I will comment or commentate as the movie's going on, like what the heck, dude?
There will begin a backflow in his mind.
Right.
Be like, what the fuck is happening?
Exactly.
And I'll just be like, no, shut up, just watch.
Just hold on. The monkey's normal. That's fine.
Wait.
Yeah, I don't mean those in like a negative way. Right. It's all in
nothing derogatory.
No, it's all in good fun, and and I say it as if I
just has to express it.
I say it as if I'm a normal person in that world, right? Where like I'm the one guy.
You're that one dude who screamed, "What's happening?" Whenever the fucking dude took over the stage play.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you? Anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is whatever I say in jest, for this film specifically and other films kind of like it's not said in a bad way where I'm talking down on the film.
Right.
It's one of those movies where you do kind of suspend disbelief and you kind of just buckle up and let it happen.
Right.
But I will say that the way the movie's story is structured, we're still following the same characters, and apparently it's all the same night.
Right.
Which is bonkers.
Yeah.
Because there's like...
I've only had one night similar to this, where me, Ethan, and Chase were just gallivanting around the town.
Right. It feels... it feels like, I would say like 3 or 4 distinct chapters that almost feel very different from each other.
Yeah.
But they're all kind of interwoven together with this very thin thread, I feel like.
Thin but constant.
Yes, excluding like the main cast. That's obviously like something that like you will see throughout the entire thing.
Right.
But like we like go from like chapter 1 getting drunk and trying to outdrink.
She's at the reception for a wedding.
Right.
For one of her friends, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Just trying out different drinks.
Right.
Saying to herself that she's going to go out, get some more drinks.
Right.
And experience the night to the fullest.
Yeah.
And then we pan over to the guy.
Yeah, our guy. We'll call him Glasses.
Right, Glasses over here.
Yeah, right.
Who has been carefully structuring this plan to get into a relationship with this girl.
I mean,
by way of pure chance.
Yes. And again, like what I was told from guys throughout history is persistence is key. If you're interested in a girl, you got to stay persistent.
Right.
You got to
not in a creepy way.
Well, yeah, not in a creepy way, but say your intentions and be persistent about it. It's like don't waver. Is know, like that's kind of one of those things that like letting a girl know that you really are into her is like I think, or at least from back in my day, if you want to say that, that was a charming quality.
From the geriatric old man,
right, from me. And this guy is like taking a different route to do that.
The way he sees it, is that if he appears before her often
coincidentally,
enough, what he calls Operation Aho,
right,
appear before her often.
Yes,
is that if he does so enough, they'll begin to see it as
fate.
Luck
would have it.
Right.
And again, and
of course, this is a very naive way of approaching the situation.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to totally discredit it because I'm pretty sure, like, if you are, like, around enough, maybe not in a coincidental way, but if you were, like, consistently around and also, like, again, being persistent about it. But again, I think you still need to have this, like, this intentionality of, like, I'm interested in you, and I'm always here.
He doesn't.
But he doesn't do that.
No, he just shows up and is like, hey.
What a coincidence.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
chance.
I'm here by chance.
Right.
I'm here by chance. And it's
that's
like,
it.
The more you say it, the more...
He's just waiting for the build-up, the final.
Right. But yeah, so the reception, after the reception kind of is moving on, she goes out and just tries a bunch of cocktails.
Yeah, gets to a bar, tries a few drinks.
Having a fun time.
Meets this dude.
Oh, God.
Named Todo.
Scumbag.
Right. Doesn't seem that way at first. He just ends up talking to her. It's like, wow, you can really put it away.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this this one drink?
Yeah.
He starts going into detail about a lot of the different types of alcohol, which is pretty neat. But as you go on, you learn that he's not a very good father. Kind of flaked on his own daughter.
Right.
Just to go out drinking.
And he's kind of a pervert.
Yes,
yeah. He gets a little handsy at one point in time, and she punches him in the face. So as you can tell, you know where this whole thing is going.
Oh, yeah,
like, okay.
Of course. Standard fare if you're used to this medium.
And at this point, she's put some drinks away.
Oh, yeah.
And she's not
even flinching.
She's not wavering.
Nah.
And I'm like, okay, I see.
Not even a slurred speech.
I see what we're dealing with here. Another cool thing that they do is all the characters that are normal are like white. Like they're...
like the background characters?
No, even just like, even like the main characters of the, like their skin tone, quote unquote.
Oh yeah,
is
it's
all
just like a blank white.
But it's like paper white, so it's not like a complexion thing.
Right.
But there are people in the reception and as the movie progresses that have this kind of like pink, rosy,
red,
like pinkish complexion. And that, I think, is kind of an indicator for people that are drunk in a way. So you can see...
Got a bit of a buzz going.
You're right. You can see visually the difference between like people that are potentially like sober and not. It's kind of a cool indication that way.
other than that, she meets a couple of folks at this same bar after her encounter with the old pervert.
Right.
And I know the dude with the bulbous chin is named Higuchi, but I cannot
Bulbous
remember.
chin.
I can't remember the girl's name. But they ask if she'd like to accompany them on their night on the town.
Right.
To which, of course, she agrees. I mean, she's down for whatever, being led by fate and whatnot.
Right.
And she follows them like outside of this bar. And the next thing they do is to just go to these random like parties and occasions.
Oh, right.
The initial encounter with this is my fucking favorite part of the movie because the girl just is like waiting in ambush for a passerby. And she's like, yay!
Yeah.
Let's go out drinking. Are you drinking? Yay! And this dude's like, who are you?
Right. He's like, what's going on? And she's like,
whatever, let's go drinking.
Just go
and
drink with
like,
me.
Yeah!
It's like, it feels like he's like a lonely dude.
Right.
And the second he is like questioning if like this is actually happening, he's like, wait, what is happening? And then she's like, yeah, you're going to drink with me. Come on, let's go have fun and drink with me. He's like, you know what?
All right, yeah,
Heck
sure.
yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
So then they end up at this other gathering with I think it's like an after party or the wedding.
Oh, dude, what is that dance called?
The sophist dance.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. I've never seen a group of people move like that in my life.
They were in fact schmoovin'.
I have never seen. Picture yourself, or picture a gaggle of people, bent over at the waist, like 90 degrees.
Right, torso almost against the floor.
Right. And I mean, and like knees wide. And you're like moving back and forth, and you're like
moving as though you were a crab.
Right. But leaning forward and like
doing a swaying motion.
Yeah, it's like doing a swaying motion with your hands left to right, going back and forth like you're trying to doggy paddle almost.
And bada bing, bada boom, you're doing the sophist dance.
And the biggest pucker on your lips you can give.
Like
ooh.
Yeah.
Like one of them. And
it gets you out of a tough jam.
I guess.
Keeps you thinking, focused on the now.
I feel like I look at them do that. I'm like, I would fall forward onto my face.
I could not do it.
I would eat shit hard.
Balance is not my strong suit.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that. I just would like
at least when it comes to this particular.
I was going to say the degree in which you're leaning forward is the part that scares me. You know, maybe I can stand up straight and do it, but I don't think it achieves the same goal. They got to commit.
The setup is the hard part. Like once you got to get into that position, that's when you can actually do it. I feel
it's the transition phase from going upright to
the metamorphosis, if you would.
The metamorphosis. Okay. Oh man,
give it a shot next time you're on the dance floor.
Right. You won't be weird at all.
Nah, people will join you.
Right,
if they're cool.
So the ending of this, like what I would call first chapter, is they end up summoning this. I don't know what would you consider him, the god of drinking, or does he have a? Does he have a
the kingpin?
Yeah, right.
I would say he's got everybody in his pocket, basically.
Right.
Bit of a loan shark.
He comes on a magic train,
3-story train.
Right.
That is apparently attached to no rail.
That's magic.
Yeah.
I think he was in like a canal or something.
Right. His name is Rihaku.
Okay.
He is an old man.
Right.
Very bitter old man.
Oh, yeah.
There are rumors that if you beat him in a contest of drinking, he'll grant you one wish.
There you go. He feels a little magical. He feels like
there's a sort of whimsy around him.
Right.
Yeah.
It also it's because of like the context of it. They almost say like they talk about him in like whispered tones, like, "Oh, I heard if you do this, you challenge him."
They end up going around town asking if he's around, and of course he shows up eventually. It's like, "What's all the fucking hubbub about?"
Yeah, somebody ring a ding.
Right, he's made a deal with Toto, the old pervert, who is going to sell him.
Oh God,
erotic prints,
bruh. Okay, first of all, I didn't even know I didn't know they made those.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean,
that dates back a while.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not surprised.
Right.
I don't know if any of you out there have seen them, like those traditional, like Japanese print artwork.
Yeah.
Where like the old fashioned like samurai like looking artwork that's kind of has like the round-ish faces and the kind of like
a very distinct style.
Right, kind of almost like caricature-esque kind of vibe.
I'm sure there's a name for it.
I believe so too. I don't know, and I apologize, but like it's that traditional style of like artwork from Japan.
Oh yeah,
and they are like,
it's porn.
It's porn. It's just porn. It is like sexual like positions in that art style, and I'm like I said, I'm not surprised, right. But it just I was like, oh wow, like that. That's ye old that's porn.
That's just straight up. Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
So.
But anyways, he's talking about trading them or selling them to him,
pay back his debts.
Right.
Now, unfortunately for him, the Drunkard's parade just so happens to enter his abode, and this one dude who is the ex of the bride, like at the beginning of the film.
Right.
He just waltzes right in and barfs all over the place.
God. I mean, it's bad.
Yaks, dude.
Yaks hard.
Yeah. So, of course, that's ruined. And now the deal's off. So he's about to, like, be killed. Until our little Otome strolls up and is like, all right, bitch. We'll see how that liver works, old man.
Yikes.
Yeah. So Jesus walks right into his abode and beats him.
By sheer optimism.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it comes across as.
You ever had this drink before? It'll make you feel the emptiness of life and how futile everything is.
And she's like, you know what? I actually kind of feel warm and fuzzy inside. And I feel optimistic.
Kind of fulfilling, actually.
Yeah, and I love it. And he's like, there's no such thing.
Life is truly a fruitless endeavor.
He's like, nah. She's like,
you're just naive.
I'm pretty sure it's kind of great. Actually,
I'm having fun.
I'm actually kind of having a great time right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This actually tastes really good. And I've never had anything like it. And he's like, nah, it's just it's emptiness and void and sadness.
It shows a nice contrast between a nihilistic, like self-defeating attitude,
right,
when compared to an optimistic, real go-getter. Right.
And again, throughout this entire session, she's going shot for shot, and she's not pink at all.
Oh no!
But our old man, our grumpy old Gus, he's sitting over here.
Pink. He just sort of.
I think he gets a little bit pink because his head falls on the table and he's like, I can't drink anymore. And you're like, bruh.
It's probably just a bit of the attitude mixed in there.
Probably so, but he definitely gives up.
Could not do it. So, I don't recall if she ever asked for a wish.
I don't know. Yeah. I think that she just wanted that rare alcohol. That was all she wanted, really.
Probably. But after her victory, she departs again to continue her journey.
And this is what I would call like chapter 2 is what this is. And this is where, for a second there, I was like, okay, I'm...
The book fair.
Right. This is when it gets interesting and it feels different.
Right.
But it still hasn't lost me yet. We'll get there.
Yeah.
The book fair is interesting because she is thinking about this old book that's rare from her childhood.
Ratatam.
And it is
about a train that escapes from a mansion.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very formative read for her back when she was a toddler.
Right.
Used that book as the framework for her life, basically.
Okay.
Indirectly or otherwise.
Right. Well, she's like, I'm going to go to this used book fair. I'm going to try and find it.
Yeah.
And
a worthy goal.
Right. And the entire time, our boy Glasses is still trying to get at her in some way, just try and make himself known.
Right.
And throughout the entire chapter 1 section, he is without his pants.
Yeah.
And
he gets caught by a couple of Rihaku's goons.
Right.
And apparently a hobby of his is just abducting young men and taking their underwear.
Again, don't question it.
Right.
Because I don't want
He's
to
got him
know.
up on a flag, a symbol of intimidation and or victory, I suppose. Who knows?
Why?
Right.
Why would you want that?
Nah.
But anyways, in this, I was gonna say in this version, he finally like has his pants back, but there's this like little what seems to be a child.
Right.
Sounds like a gremlin.
Turns out to be the god of book fairs.
Yes, the god of old books or whatever, or god of used books. I forgot what it is.
Right.
He keeps running into him and shoving an ice cream cone at his crotch.
Yeah.
And it just looks like he is, for lack of a better term,
does not smile upon this man.
No, for lack of a better term, it looks like he is standing at attention,
right,
with this ice cream cone, and everyone's like, "What is going on here?
What are you doing?"
This man tried to do bad things to me, and they're like, "Oh my god!" He said
he'd bully me if I didn't do it.
Everyone's like, I guess we got to talk to you for a second. He's like,
right.
I don't know. I was just standing here.
And then Toto arrives.
Right.
To save the day. Miraculously.
Don't
say how he got out of that situation other than that he just knows people.
Right.
No.
No, who's the purple suit guy? Is that who that is? Or
purple suit guy?
Director Sleaze.
No, that's the glasses friend.
You're right. I forgot what.
He's I think he's the committee director for the school that they go to.
He's the guy who knows people,
right?
Or I think, or another guy that knows people, or at least someone that's in the know-how.
It's described that he's his friend, whose hobby is cross-dressing and leading on guys because he thinks it's fun.
We'll get there eventually. Don't worry, please.
Right.
Just go ahead and put a pin in that one.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're like running around, and what is the girl's name again?
We don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways, the protagonist, she is like finding a couple old books and kind of like falling in love with some stuff, and there's a whole lot of like, I think like the moral of this story is, at least like this chapter is like there is like,
go with the flow.
Yeah, like history repeats itself kind of thing. Like art is all kind of art is borrowed. Like this story may be this person's story, but it is encouraged by this, or
art imitates life.
Oh, exactly right. And also like there is no new art. Everything's a copy of something else, or like that. Everything is inspired by something.
Right.
So like this original story is not just this original story. It is inspired by this person, which then was inspired by this person, and then his story.
The god of book fairs goes on a bit of a tangent about that.
Right. Well,
every book is connected.
Exactly. And then we get to the scene where
Rihaku has another contest.
Right.
About. At the center of this book fair, he's got an entire collection that he's selling for exorbitant prices.
And it's the black market or whatever it is, or
basically
the black auction, I think is what it's called.
Yeah. Now he's got everything else on display, like in this big ass tent. But for any who are brave enough to eat the spicy food that he has at the ready, I think it's called nabe.
Yeah.
He will, whoever survives eating this dish, he will award one item from his bookshelf.
Right. And it's like this like special like case locked away above his head.
He's got suspended.
Right. Just hanging there.
Yeah. Now, the book that Glasses is looking for, Ratatan, just so happens to be in said case.
Right.
So, of course, it's like, oh, I got to get this shit. So she'll see it and be like, oh, wow, that's the book from my childhood.
I want that.
And then the relationship will kickstart, or so he thinks.
Right. Coincidentally.
Right. By chance.
No. Dude, he opens the lid to this shit, and
it is
lava
a flaming pot from hell.
And it is the deepest red I've ever seen. It looks as if it's lava just starts sloshing around, and everyone's
just like it being in the open air. Everyone is like dying.
Everyone's kind of sweating already. I'm like, holy shit. They take the biggest bites.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
huge chunks.
Like I mean, they're getting that. It is just these comically large bites.
Yeah.
And as they're eating it, like, again, who is like the traditional, like, kind of shaman kind of guy?
Higuchi.
Yeah, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the kind of he's like the
funniest guy
he's
in
the
this movie.
he is the traditional Japanese character.
A tengu.
Yeah, like the kimono, the like wood sandals, like that whole thing. He eats it and he's fine.
Yeah.
Unfazed. Everyone else is like, and at one point in time, Glasses is literally smashing his head against the table.
Yeah. And then he's just sitting there.
And he's just like,
There's one shot where after the first bite, everyone's freaking out like it's fucking hot.
Yeah, right.
Now, he says it's hot too. Like they all say it in unison, but everybody's fucking screaming. He's just saying it like, wow.
That's bad.
It's hot. It's hilarious.
After some more development, we come back, and there's literally at one point in time, he's like, if you can't stomach any more of the nabe, you can also have some of the ramen or something else or whatever.
Gyoza.
Yeah, bruh. And they're like trying. There's at one point in time where one guy kicks back the ramen out of the bowl, and literally fire pours out of it.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, stop it.
Where's the coal at the bottom of that shit?
Dude, everyone checks up from their like bites, whatever. These like, I mean,
they're just going down one by one.
but it's like, their lips are huge and red.
If you eat enough spicy food, I'm sure people have experienced this before.
Oh yeah,
it'll feel like you're almost swollen.
yeah,
and
like your
red.
lips are numb and swollen. Yeah. Guy on the far left just falls out, and we see his spirit leave his body.
Yeah, he's dead.
Dylan just says he just died.
Yeah.
And then of course it goes down to our final two guys, the Glasses and what was
Higuchi.
it? Amy Gucci, and they're going back and forth, but Glasses ends up making it, barely.
Yeah.
But
With a nice distraction from our protagonist Otome.
Right.
She pulls the thread on this big ass tent, thus unraveling it.
Right.
And assisting the god of book fairs in his noble quest to free
all
the books.
Equal.
Right. No book shall be sold at exorbitant prices, says he.
They're all equal.
So says the gremlin of the book fair.
So says the little boy gremlin.
Right.
So what is the transition point between this and the next chapter of the movie?
I believe that's when it gets into the guerrilla play, The Codger of Monte Cristo.
This is where, for me, I was like, okay. So where
Our
where
boy's
are we?
got the book.
Yes.
He's left the fair.
Right.
And he's got it set up as a booth.
So far, he's
just
lost his
waiting
pants.
for the girl to pass by.
He's lost his pants. He's endured the most dreadful heat imaginable.
Oh, yeah.
And now,
Dragged through the dirt.
literally, smashing his head against the table.
Oh, yeah. But
So-
it ain't over yet.
No. This is where the movie takes that kind of comedic, weird right-hand turn, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it turns into a musical.
Yes.
Um,
Because this is an illegal play conducted by a terrorist organization. In the most figurative sense possible. These aren't actual terrorists. They're just disobeying school laws.
They're just having the play in a parking lot.
So, of course, our director for the disciplinary committee
Mm-hmm.
is currently in an underground bunker, like base type shit,
Right.
trying to figure out how they're doing this and how he can stop them.
Right.
Our boy, Glasses,
Mm-hmm.
gets his booth torn down by this traveling stage play,
Right.
and we see part of the act, which is apparently changing actors rapidly because they keep getting captured by the disciplinary committee.
Right.
But they always have replacements because the show must go on.
Of course.
Now, this entire play is being conducted by Don Underwear,
Yes.
who is someone we were introduced to at the start of the film, who has undertaken an oath to never change his underwear until he meets the girl that he met on the day apples fell on both their heads.
Right. And he locked
He was
eyes.
awestruck by this woman.
Right.
Didn't even talk to her.
Mm-mm.
The only connection they have is that they both got apples dropped on their heads.
That's all he needed.
So, born of this infatuation was this oath to never change his underwear. Thus, his name and title.
Don Underwear.
Yes.
Which, I mean, in an English perspective, is funny because, like, the wording of it.
Right.
to don something is usually to equip.
Right.
To don a cape.
Mm-hmm.
This man just dons underwear, and that's it.
There's I have donned my armor, and then there's the Don.
The Don.
Nobody speaks to the Don.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right. His name is Don.
Not nobody know how.
Not nobody know how. And I ain't taking off my underwear to prove it.
Yeah. A hopeless romantic, this poor man.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Higuchi has just decided to help him out of boredom, I'd imagine.
Probably some pity.
He had to bring the girl home because she caught a cold.
Right.
After drinking too much and after drinking after Rihaku, who also had a cold. Now, as the play progresses, they figure out how they've been doing it, because there's always like a little, I forgot what they called it. Shit.
What's that?
I know the name, like the little table that is heated usually. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, I don't know that at all.
Yeah. But they are able to pinpoint where the play is going to happen next, because every time Higuchi and Don Underwear move, they always leave a little dharma to mark the location for the next act. Now that they've got this figured out, the final act is about to show. It's a love scene between Don Underwear and the Apple Girl.
I can't believe you're saying that.
At least,
shut up. No, I just
Shut
think it's funny. Don Underwear.
Right. He's hoping that the play garners enough attention that she might show up and figure out that it's him.
Is it a kotatsu table?
Yes, it is. That's it.
Right. I just typed in little Japanese heated table and it popped up.
Right. So,
anyway, sorry.
After the final move of the kotatsu, Don Underwear takes center stage.
Right.
And he is singing his heart out, hoping this girl shows up.
Like I said, this is where in betwixt all this stuff is where the monkey shows up with the parrot. There's like all these like
gives
weird
like situational reports.
Right. And it's just all these like these little touches of just insanity that just make it feel cartoony, comedic, fun.
Yeah.
But because of how like outlandish like things are kind of going, but also still rooted in reality,
it just feels like it comes out of nowhere.
Well, not only correct, but it also just feels like a little bit of like, man, I feel like I'm tripping. Like I'm here and I'm good, and I'm like, man, is that
what happened?
What is that? Yeah, I'm still watching this. I'm still here. And anyways, so as we're getting like the crowd is getting bigger,
right?
Stakes are getting higher. Don Underwear is the lead role.
Yeah, Glasses is accompanying the director
right
to this stage play because he found out that our protagonist, the Otome, is now the replacement actress.
Right, the lead actress.
Right.
And at the end, there's supposed to be a love scene.
Mm-hmm. So he's like,
two.
This is my moment.
This
is my opportunity.
Right.
So he is speeding on his way over there, like with the director in tow.
Right.
And he turns around and is like, hey, your belt's crooked. And they stop in their tracks immediately. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, let me fix it for you. And he just undoes his belt and pantses the dude.
Yeah.
Pushes him into his guards.
Underwear and all.
Right.
Pushes him and then throws his pants and underwear.
And he's like, screw you, pal.
Into a fire
She's at
pit.
the top of my list. Our promise doesn't mean jack shit to me.
Right.
See you never, dweeb.
Crazy.
So...
And also, may I say, the female protagonist, the main character.
Oh yeah,
she is now in a apple
just
costume.
goes with it, a Dharma costume.
She's in this big, round, like goofy ass costume with like this little like headgear thing on, and it's just hard to take her seriously.
Yeah,
she like talks and says some things, and she's like, "Yeah, the show must go on." And I'm like, "Bruh, you're like a cartoon apple."
Yeah, it's like, damn, all right.
Good luck though.
Right.
Yeah.
He is able to use a zip line, a makeshift zip line, to get to the top of this theater.
I'm pretty sure that's
theater tower, mind you. They set this thing up like instantly whenever they arrive.
I want to say it's the same thing that Don uses to swing in on stage.
Oh yeah, it was. So
I think he like makeshifts them together and also uses the zip line as best he can.
Yeah. Gets caught on the fencing. He just, as soon as he gets to the stage, he straight up kicks Don
Right,
off of the
off.
tower. Of course, he's fine.
Yeah.
The stagehands are able to catch him on a platform.
Right.
After
As if
which
it's
he just
planned.
continues the act.
Right. And then
But it's him.
I love it. Like, someone, this is what he was.
The audience is just like, what happened? Who are you?
Yeah. And there's like the crowd kind of goes hushed as,
Right.
Glasses kind of like makes his entrance. And someone goes,
He
"Who are you?"
describes the situation like, oh, hello, but in song form.
Yes.
Like it just
Oh,
says,
I'm
oh,
here.
what a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
and after a bit of fluff, like they hug and stuff, and you think he's gonna go in for the kiss, but no.
The floor gets dropped out from underneath.
He is taken into the pit.
And a lot of this is all in a musical format where
Right.
like a lot of the dialogue's not dialogue anymore. It's that musical dialogue
Oh, yeah.
where they're like,
Dawn takes to the stage in extravagant fashion, and I forget how
my
she's able
gosh.
to exit. Oh wait, no, yeah, she's just still on top of the theater,
right.
And then the Apple Girl shows up.
Right.
The perfect situation he was hoping for. It's like, oh my god, it's her.
Yeah.
she like gets on top of the stage, breaks into song like it's nothing.
Oh my god. With a baton.
Right. And once she's finished, he's speechless. It's like,
oh my god.
I've been waiting for you for so long. And then the
Then-
director's
and then he
just
goes,
like, I got you.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, I was actually just portraying an idol like a year ago because I thought it would be funny. So yeah, sorry about that. And then everything goes quiet and he's just like, I don't care. I wasn't about the face, bro.
Right.
I'm about the feeling.
You know what?
I don't care.
I don't care.
And he just goes in.
It's kind of hard.
Right.
I'm like, bruh, this is rough.
You're striking up the Riz like it's nothing.
Dude,
dude.
he's looking at him, question mark,
Right.
being like, I'm all about the love and the
Right.
feeling right now,
Mhm.
and I just know that it's fate.
Right.
and our
the director,
director Sleaze,
he is wrapped up in this.
he's like,
He is moved by this.
I'm like,
And he's just like, well, damn, if you're going to go that far, bro, I don't mind becoming a
May
girl
as well.
for you.
may as well lay it on me.
It's just like, right, yeah. And they're like, what the fuck is happening?
But all this is being said at the same time. This beautiful woman with pink hair in the audience is like, "Don't do it. You can take me instead.
Right. Look at me.
Look at me. I'm here, and I love you, or I think you're cool, or whatever."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nah, I'm all about that feeling."
Right.
And everyone's like, "What's happening?"
Yeah. Dude, my favorite bit is like whenever they're about to go in for the kiss scene,
Yes.
you can hear all of the girls freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, oh, they're going hard.
He's gonna kiss him! Oh my God!
Everyone's, they're just screaming. And then our boy Glasses came in clutch, and
Right, at
then,
the split second before it's about to happen,
Yeah.
they're both, like, their inner monologue is like, hurry up with the fucking music. Give me an excuse to stop, please. Like, and the Glasses, like, takes the floor out from under the director,
right.
and he's out. Now, at that point,
Mm-hmm.
this whirlwind that Toto had described earlier,
Right.
that took away his koi fish
Yes.
that he had a business going with, returns
Mm-hmm.
and drops the fish.
Rains fish
Yes.
all over the crowd and on stage.
Mm-hmm. Two of which just so happened to hit his stagehand, his director, I'm assuming.
Right.
And himself.
The girl in the audience that was on the ladder that was screaming, "Please, love me."
Pining for him this whole time.
Right.
They both get bonked on the head.
And he,
And boom.
easy
Love
as
at
that.
first sight.
It's almost as if just knocking him up against the head
Yeah.
just resets him hard.
That being said, next time you see someone you like, grab any old object and just give them a little bonk.
Yeah. But you have to do it in tandem with yourself.
Yeah.
If you're going to hit yourself in the head with something, you got to do it in tandem.
Mm-hmm.
Donk. And all of a sudden,
That's how it works.
I love you.
Boom. Got a
will-
relationship. Congratulations.
I will change my hygienic regimen based
I'll
on
take
my
an
love.
oath.
Yeah, I'll take an oath not to clean myself because I love you
Right.
so much. Don't question it. It just is what it is.
As gross as that is, it is very sweet. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not in this particular scenario.
Right. Maybe not that one, but
right.
Definitely
Some
like
Van Gogh type shit.
Yeah, there
Cutting
you go.
your ear off.
Again, probably a little hard.
Another extreme example,
Right,
but
right,
hey,
right. You know, but they're examples.
shows how much they care.
You're not wrong, but
Can't name many other people who would do that for you, could you?
no, but I would like someone to do it a little bit more normal.
Yeah, I'd prefer someone not like cut off any extreme.
I would like someone to like potentially cancel plans to hang out with me, or like
drop of a hat.
like make time for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of an extra. I wouldn't say extreme, but it's kind of a doing something a little crazy.
Yeah, if you've got a flair for the dramatic, then you may be out of luck.
Well,
or you may be in luck. Some people are able to appreciate that kind of thing.
Some people like crazy.
Right.
So anyways.
Right. Moving on.
So our boy Glasses is now, getting up on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh no, he's knocked off stage.
Right.
The director falls on him and they're both on the ground.
right.
Reeling.
So at that point do they bring up the girl from the crowd?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Hoist her up.
Right.
He breaks into song again. And he's just like, I found a new love.
Yes.
You were at my side all along.
Yeah. Except you rejected her, you idiot.
Right. Too focused on the fucking apple bitch.
Right. Not even that. You're
dumbass.
Not even that. Like you're. Anyways.
You got catfished.
Well.
By a member of the school board committee.
By a guy named Director Sleaze.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyways.
Hilarious.
So after this is when we get into that fourth chapter I was talking about, the cold chapter.
Right. The epidemic.
Yes. Not cold as in temperature. Well, I guess that too.
Yeah.
Because it also gets like cold
outside.
outside.
A storm approaches.
Which again, if this is all happening in one night, man, Japan's having some weird weather stuff.
Yeah.
It went from being at the book fair, humid and hot, to being cold and stormy.
Yeah. The relevance of a hurricane even.
Which, I mean, here, we live in Louisiana, and that,
Yeah. The season strikes.
That's that's not too unheard of for us.
No, it just happens.
Even just this weekend alone, from being hot to being chilly.
Don't even get me started on the fucking weather. I can't stand it. But, yeah, after that, she decides to pay a visit to all the folks who are now sick.
Right.
One after the other. She just gets told to, like, go and check on them.
And I think it is revealed that throughout the film, slowly but surely, it has been like this cold has been spreading to everyone.
Yeah. By way of Rihaku.
Right.
In their first encounter.
Yeah. And so now, like, the entire town is sick except for, like, is it her and another person?
Yeah, she's not sick.
Was it her friend who got married?
She wasn't sick at first, but eventually gets sick
right.
at the end. But
and so she's like a good Samaritan.
Right.
Going around.
Checking up on everybody.
Right.
Bringing them gifts. Receiving plenty of gifts.
Right.
But, one good turn deserves another and all that.
Right.
Until she narrows it down to our secondary protagonist.
Right.
Glasses. Who
and
has since resigned himself to his home.
Yes.
Bedridden. Given up.
Depressed.
Sick. Now, as she is making her way across, like, everybody else's residence, she ends up at Rihaku's, who has parked his train in a very remote area.
Right.
Where no one else is around.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude.
You can hear this motherfucker coughing from miles away.
And it doesn't, and I swear to you, I'm gonna try and mimic it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like cough, or it does sound like coughing.
Not like a standard.
Yeah.
Or
no.
so just a.
there's that, and then just intermingled between that. It's just like a and he's like just yelling and just screaming and shouting. And as he does that, like it's like cartoony, and like the whole train's like bouncing around and jiggling or whatever. And he's just like and he's intermingled between coughing. And you're like, dude, what is happening in there?
Yeah. She makes it in, and he may as well be on his deathbed.
He looks
The dude
bad.
is in rough condition.
His depression has not ceased from chapter 1.
Right. And she's just like, hey, I brought you some egg sake and like some other stuff to make you feel better. And he's just like, oh, you haven't fucking changed.
Time is all.
How long ago was our bout? 5-6 years, maybe?
Yes.
It's like, no, it was like a few hours ago.
Right.
It's the same night. And he's just like, no, it's surely been.
Time is fleeting in sadness.
Right. One of my favorite quotes that he says is, lonely hours pass slowly.
Right.
And I love that.
That is true. Very true.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, seeing this kindness and affection from this girl who at one point was coming to blows with him, drink-wise.
Right.
Is just...
She was beating up an old man.
Right. Being the nicest she can be.
Right.
It warms his heart.
Yeah.
And he's like, would you drink with me again? And she's like, as long as there's alcohol around,
yeah, I'm down.
Like, it's like, okay.
This entire movie, she's been drinking. She's been
Non-stop.
pounding that shit back, and she's
not
fine.
even a buzz, dude.
Not even. She's just, her optimism just
the
kills the
iron
alcohol.
liver.
Yeah. The second alcohol enters her body, she's just too positive. The alcohol is just like, I guess we're just gonna leave now.
Mm-hmm. Completely broken down.
Exactly.
It can't do it.
It can't handle the positivity.
Yeah. Tries to throw some like slurred speech and swaying motions her way.
Nah.
She's just like, fuck off.
No. I don't think you understand how
I got
happy
shit
I
to
am.
do.
My outlook on life is so high right now that I don't think you can bring me down.
Right.
But after this, he like perks up.
Mm-hmm. Happy as can be.
Has a new awakening.
New lease on life. And he's just like, I'm pretty sure there's one more person you should be seeing right now.
Like the storm is still going on, and he's like, there's one other person that's
lonelier than I.
Lonelier than I. And you're like, uh-oh. He's talking about our boy Glasses.
Right.
He's just writhing.
He is at odds with himself.
Yeah.
His inner monologue is going nuts.
Bruh, there's a whole... Okay, so...
Just trying to figure out if he even likes this girl or not, and how he should go about confessing if he even wants to.
There is this, like... This movie feels like each chapter is kind of like an escalation onto the previous one of, like, kind of craziness and, like, weight, I would say, as well. And during this portion, this is where... I told Dylan this, and it kind of came across, I think, in a negative way, but I think I think it more of a fun way and also kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had the sensation as if I was hallucinating for that prolonged amount of a time.
Yeah.
I have literally used this term for films and for like crazy films that I have like fallen asleep kind of intermingled between.
Yeah. Summer Wars
being one of them. I've used the term fever dream.
Right.
I don't want to use that term because they did such a good job of portraying a fever dream.
That actually applies here.
Exactly.
He's
that's what I'm
got a
saying.
fever and he might as well be dreaming.
And that's exactly what happens is they have portrayed this like weird dreamscape, hallucinogenic.
It's almost like a congressional assembly in his mind.
And not only just that portion, but like everything leading up to it, which we'll get to in a second. But like you're right. There's this like moment where like I have never heard one person argue so much with himself.
Yeah.
In a sea of himself. Mm-hmm. It's just that, like he said, it's a big congressional hearing of like this panel of himself.
Right.
And then just this
the logical
crowd,
critical thinking part of his brain, the defense, if you will, is holding this meeting while the offense, the instinct, is just outside the doors,
and he is just
trying to get in.
He's just rambling, just yelling,
doesn't know what to do.
just talking and talking and talking and talking,
and then he gets the message.
Right.
One of his friends goes, hey, I'm sending that girl over to your place to check on you since we're all sick.
Yeah.
I gave her your address.
And he just goes...
He freaks out.
Well, at first he's like, I don't believe it.
Right. It's like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And then of course...
But in his mind, he's like, ah!
Yeah. It's like, oh my God!
What do I do?
Yeah, right. And again, that scene, that sequence of events in his head is so, it feels so real as to what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, dealing with someone that you like or have feelings for, and there's all that. Just there's so many feelings, and you're just like, I don't. It's so hard to differentiate sometimes.
There's no good way to make a sense of all of it.
Right, but I think they portrayed it well in the film.
Definitely.
It did a really good job with it.
Mm-hmm.
But then we start getting to the point where, like, we're like incorporating the real life into.
She enters his dreamscape.
Right. And it's like she is trying to get to his house, but the storm is so powerful. It's like holding her back, and then it swoops her off into the air.
Yeah.
And then she's like there's like these like towers of colors and shapes and stuff, and she's like trying to get to the top to like reach the truest form of himself. There's like all these like black.
She's like fighting his silhouettes. His fucking heartless, if you would.
Yeah, right. He has these kind of like dark black shadow versions of himself. And there's like this one sad white silhouette version of himself that kind of feels like it's like the core
the
version.
Control center.
Right. And she's like trying to get to that one as all the other ones are like kind of bringing her down, and she like keeps like kicking their ass with like medicine and things.
Homemade remedies.
Right. Just straight up cough syrup and all kinds of other stuff.
Right. Jumpero.
And it's like, it just is this like really trippy sequence where she's like in that painting of all the stairs that go in different directions and stuff. Yeah. She's like walking upside down on stairs, and there's just like these like shifting colors, and you're just like, whoa, what is that? What is happening? And then eventually like she gets a whole
like being lifted up in the air. One of the cowboys, which is his instinct, by the way, his offense, puts a shot in her skirt, and she is falling now.
Yeah, exactly.
And the rest of him is like pushing him off so that he can go and catch her before she falls to her death.
Right.
And of course, he does it.
Right, and now he's like flying over the city, and it's like, what a magical experience. And then I'm like, what are we watching?
Right.
And then as it all happens, as it kind of comes
flying through the air.
Right, and he's like, what a touching moment. I caught you, and I'm here for you. I have feelings for you. And then he just like wakes up like, where am I?
Yeah.
And then she's just sitting there like, you're finally awake.
Oh my God.
He just wakes up and he's like, where? You actually came to like help me. And she's like, yeah, you were
sorry you had to come all the way here.
You're like, you're pretty bad off, dude.
Gives him some of that egg sake.
Yeah.
Perks him up real nice.
Has a real touching moment. She finds the book, opens it up, and it's just like a shining, like shimmering book. It's amazing.
Like a holy grail.
Right. She's like, oh my God.
Sacred text.
This is the sacred text from my youth.
Yeah.
I can't believe you found it.
Right. It's like, what a coincidence. It's like, no, I just happened upon it by chance.
Right.
And then he shoots his shot. And it's like, I just so happen to know about this old bookstore. It's like, would you want to come with me?
And go get some coffee and hang out?
It's real sweet.
It's a really great, and I love the conclusion, because at the first time, this sequence where he's at the coffee shop waiting, and he's kind of like a little nervous and shaky and stuff, and
then he thinks about what he wants to talk to her about.
Yeah,
mellows out, not even not panicking.
And
anymore.
She is like walking down the street, kind of thinking the same sort of thing.
Thought, yeah.
And they both say the same sort of thing. Is like, I wonder
what kind of night he had.
I wonder what kind of night she had, because even though it was just a night, it felt like a year long. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just this really touching conclusion to this crazy film. And I would wager, like, for the first time in the film, like, not only is it like daytime, but like it also feels very grounded.
Yeah. Like
the colors are all like bright, but also like solid. Nothing crazy or wacky happens. And it just feels like that was all then, and this is now. It's kind of what it feels like. And it feels very definitive, and it's a cool juxtaposition.
Yeah,
I could be just talking out my ass here, but like it
nice.
Feels like that, where it's like she's walking down the
We've all
sidewalk.
Had crazy nights where we might have drank too much,
right?
And then the day after, you may have a headache, but it doesn't feel as fun or wacky,
right. And this is definitely like it just feels very real,
Mhm.
whereas everything else beforehand just kind of felt crazy.
Right.
And it's
Fucking
just
cartoon type shit.
Exactly. No cartoon stuff. It's just her like walking, and they finally sit down and have some coffee, and it's like it's just really cool, and it just felt very like,
This is nice.
this is nice,
Mhm.
especially for like because it just it just climaxed on this this crazy fever dream moment.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, so I love the movie.
It's so good, dude.
I think for me it definitely warrants a second watch because
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I can say is because it was so beautifully animated and I was like reading the subtitles a lot, sometimes there's a hard time for me like paying attention to like what's happening on screen
Yeah.
because I'm focusing on the text a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to like really comprehend what's happening.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, like watching it a second time, I can like really appreciate some of those little nuanced details that I think I missed out on the first time.
Mhm.
So anyways,
Good movie.
what a fun time. I definitely needed this, dude.
Yeah.
I've been stressed the past couple of days just doing a bunch of work stuff.
What did I say?
I know. I'm not.
Get the fuck out.
Get out of here. Get that baggage and
Yeah.
go put it
On the plane.
Mhm.
We're shipping it out.
First thing tomorrow
To
morning.
I don't caresville.
Well, is there anything else you want to add? What we I couldn't really find any fun facts for the film. Except usually
I feel like we covered all the bases.
You're
pretty
right.
Well.
I sometimes like to throw a little fun fact in there because it's fun to kind of see how the sausage is made.
Right.
No. Yeah, no, please.
Uh,
So yeah.
yeah, I got nothing. I mean, I'm still looking forward to a few games here and there.
Oh yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We got a release date on freaking
Armored Core,
Armored
baby.
Core.
December
And,
31st, end of the fucking year.
Okay. Let me just hold on a second. Let's
Whenever
all just
they released the trailer for this.
let's
thing.
all hold on. Let's all just take a deep breath.
Okay. I can't do it.
Wait,
do it.
no. Let me just. What I'm trying to say is, I'm letting us all calming us down for a second, taking a deep breath, because what kind of bullshittery is this? Where you can say, "Oh, we're going to release this game this year in 2023 on the last
day of the year.
last goddamn day of the year."
You might as well have just said 2024.
Yeah,
you
man.
I feel betrayed.
I'm hurt.
God forbid.
Not even like
We hear
not even Christmas.
No.
I mean, I would even be a little bit happier with just like 5 days or 4 or however long it is before,
At least.
because at that point you can say like, okay, maybe it's holidays 2023,
Right.
you know.
That would make for a good Christmas gift,
Right, you know.
methinks.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
The last, you're going to do it at 11:59?
Yeah. The fuck are you competing with?
Right. You're wait.
From Software.
You're going to wait.
You're the king.
You're going to wait until the ball drops before you drop the game? Just so you can say, oh, no, technically it has a 2023 release. Go suck a log. Anyways. Yeah, but anyway, well, there's a couple other games I think that are Relink. Hopefully, we won't get the same.
It's got to be earlier this year, dude.
I hope
They're in the
so.
final stages.
I
It's
hope
got to
so.
be this year. They're just doing touch-ups. That's what they said.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Kind of excited. I'm also kind of interested to see where this new Fantasy Versus is gonna how that's gonna fit into all this.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
I don't know how you can just drop a
Rollback netcode.
Well, I guess you know what that I said this before to you. I don't know how it's taken 10 years to get Relink out, and a handful of years to just drop a whole new Fantasy Versus. But then again, when I started thinking about it, is Arc System Works also working on Relink or not?
They are not.
Okay, because Arc System Works can pump out some shit. I can tell you what, they can pump out a game.
Yeah.
So I said that comment initially to you, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Arc System Works got their shit down.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Ain't nothing to worry about.
They got their stuff on lockdown. So
the Relink has had a bit of a rocky development cycle. It was initially a cooperative work between Psy Games and Platinum.
Okay.
The minds behind Vanquish, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry. Wait, no, not Devil May Cry.
It was still Bayonetta. That's a big game.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see who else. Oh yeah, Metal Gear Rising.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So some big names.
101. Yeah.
Okay.
But they have since disbanded the partnership.
Interesting.
They're still using like the basic framework that Platinum provided, which is neat.
Right.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Once the foundation is set,
they got a nice bread and butter.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just been so long since they started working on this thing.
I had never heard about it until you had showed me at some point sometime last year.
Yeah.
And you were like, this game has been in development hell for like 10 years. I'm like, 10 years? And you're like, yeah, I was talking about it in high school. And I was like, bro, what? So that's crazy.
Yeah.
To think about that. I haven't heard of a game like that in a while where like I was like following the development of it and it was like having a hard time getting started.
I'm still waiting for Vasaraga.
If
I don't see gameplay of that motherfucker before this game comes out.
Sad.
I'm gonna be devastated.
Oh yeah. You're gonna say
my favorite character.
Right.
And you're telling me I can't play as him. Fucking disgraceful.
I want Percival. I love Percival so much.
He's gonna be in there.
I know
for sure.
that.
He's confirmed.
Right.
You got lucky.
Well, of course.
But yeah. I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
And I fear I may be forever.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I ain't gonna count it out.
Right.
Jeez Louise.
Well, I feel like there's something else that I'm missing. I was going to talk about something when it comes to. Oh, I mean that.
What? Okay. Yeah.
Destiny.
End the episode. End the episode right now. End the episode.
There was a couple of times I made this joke I think before in the podcast.
End the episode.
No. It was, anyways. I just was saying that there was a couple times where I looked at the button of Destiny. I was like, oh man, I'm just gonna click it. I'm gonna play it. I was like, oh man, dude. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. If you're trying to find where to get in contact with us or where to find us, you can type in linktree/Ian Wolf, or you can just type in the Aftermath on all the major podcasting platforms, and you should be able to find us that way. Or
just make yourself a nice mixed drink.
Yeah, drink it up nice.
Do the softest dance.
Yeah, and we will be
join
at your beck and call.
Yes.
If you shout our name into the night while dancing around, we will show up on a triple-decker bus, or triple-decker train, I should say.
You'll have to beat us in a drinking contest if you want to hear the podcast, though.
And I'm telling you, this gullet has too much optimism, so you ain't gonna win.
My liver is made of steel.
Yeah. It's called Joy Clad. I'm just yeah. But until next time, thank you so much for listening.
See you.
Bye-bye.